Hi again. As many of you guys know, yesterday was Wednesday, so that meant another American Horror Story. But this one was crazy. Like, new things were shown that we didn't know about characters, and it kind of disturbed me a lot. Because the character Lana, she's being told by a therapist that he's going to get her out, and that it's going to be the best thing for her because with his crazy let's cure you from being gay therapy, it didn't work. Evidently it didn't work. It was crazy what he was doing to her, and he decided that he was going to get her out at 6 o'clock. He's waiting under the stairs for me, and I'll get you out. So she waits under the stairs, and she's freaking out because it's almost 6. He's like waiting to the nanosecond to come get her. He puts a coat on her and goes, just walk out the door. Just grab the box and walk out the door. She goes, but are someone going to stop us? And the guard going to stop us? He was so bold as the guard couldn't even light a cigarette, and he lit the cigarette for him. And they walked out to the car, and the other police officer was running down to get him because the husband brought his wife back because she's so crazy, and she thinks she's Anne Frank, which she isn't. And he goes, "Oh, I'm not the doctor here anymore. I don't even work here. If Sister Jude asks, tell her that." And they walked away. He walked away, he drove the car, and they get to his house. And his house looks very clean, very modern, a little bit staged. A little bit like it's too clean, but then again, it's the first time we've seen his house. And she tries to call one of her friends, and he goes, "You can't call your friends because you have to write my story because we're going to expose the asylum for what it truly is, and you're going to like win a Pulitzer Prize for all this." And she's all hyped up, and he sits her down on the couch, and he gives her some wine, and he turns the lamp on next to her. And literally, I swear to God, I saw a belly button in the fabric of the lamp. And I was petrified. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was so scared. And she's like, "Okay." And then he hands her a mint. But the bowl looks like the top of a skull. It still has the ridges in it, so you know it's a young person. It's like he like bites down on the mint like really hard and stares at her. Like, "What am I gonna do with you now?" And she's freaking out. She goes, "Can I go to the bathroom?" He goes down the hall. She goes to the hallway, locks the hallway door, and starts trying to open any door she can. And she enters into this room where it's like there's like hides. We don't know if they're animal or human, and these weird. There's like skeletons on the wall and tools for like tanning hide, and I'm like, "Oh fuck no! He's the killer. He is bloody face. He is the fucking killer." It is so condescending of him to want to blame us all on Kit that I can't even right now because he knows Kit's not the killer. He knows Kit didn't kill his wife. He knows he killed Kit's wife. So he's blaming the murders all on Kit while he is actually the fucking serial killer. And he goes, "No, this is he said something room." And then he pushes the button, and the door is a trap door, and she falls down in it. She wakes up hours later, and she sees that she's being chained to the floor. She's in this weird room where it's nothing but like tools and shit on the wall. There's a big, huge, deep freezer where you could like put a couple bodies in, and there is her girlfriend on the floor, and she reaches out to her thinking she's alive, and she pulls her, and there's like ice all over her skin. He goes, "I thought she would be thawed out by the time you saw her, by the time you woke up." And she's freaking out, she's screaming, and he goes, "Well, it's time to start our therapy again. I want you to go kiss her." And he goes, "She won't bite. She's not even alive." What the fuck? And he puts on his bloody face mask, and he goes, "I used her teeth in the mask." And that's the last we see of them. I mean, that's the whole thing they did the whole entire episode. Like, in the psych center, he's sweet, he's kind, he's considerate, you think he's trying to help these people, but he's not. He made Kit confess to the murders to make him believe he committed them when he committed the murders. And then he turned it into the police to say it's a confession. He was caught having sex with that other girl. I'm not sure of her name. It may be Grace. I'm not sure. And Sister Jude said they were supposed to be sterilized, but since Kit had an awakening and said he may have killed his wife, he wants to confess to that. She said, "Oh, you're not going to be sterilized. Just Grace is." So Grace has been sterilized, and they just sit her in the common room, and she's just bleeding all over the place. And he's trying to get help for her, and then no one fucking cares. And and the other nun, I think her sister Mary, she is possessed, and it's very well because when she goes over to Grace's solitary confinement room, she goes, "Oh no, Sister Jude said that you are still going to be sterilized. You got to get your rest, dear. You can't eat for 12 hours. You're going under a knife in the morning." And she's freaking out. She's screaming. She's crying. And all of a sudden, all this light comes around the door. And it's like the bottom of the door is like, has like a little hatch under it. Like you can slide plates under it. And that part opens. And it's like, I don't know if I saw something move under it. The show is fucking freaky as hell. It's got a creepy atmosphere to it. So you don't know what you just saw. All you know is that you saw something fucking behind this door try to get to her. And she goes into this weird white room, and she's down, and she sees Alma. And Alma is alive. And it's fucking crazy because, like, she goes, when Kit comes to her in the common room, when he sees her, she's bleeding all over the place, and she needs help, he goes, and she goes, "I saw Alma. Alma's alive. I believe you." I'm like, what the fuck? That was Alma? We didn't, like, hallucinate with you in this dream world, dude? I'm like, it's crazy. But I don't know if he can believe her or not, because she made up a story about how her sister had a boyfriend who wanted to take over the farmhouse they lived in. So her boyfriend killed her father and her stepmother and blamed it on her. But in all actuality, Grace killed her stepmother and her father because her father was doing bad things to her at night, and her stepmother, was just giving her candy, going, shut up and eat this damn candy. Her sister told the cops she killed him because in all actuality she did kill him. So I don't know if we can believe her or not, or the aliens in the story are really real. And the Dr. Thredson, he is a fucking crazy person. Because the girl who believed she was Anne Frank had all these Nazi pictures all over her room. She was trying to connect the dots. She believed she was Anne Frank. And in one of the pictures, still left on the wall after her freaking lobotomy, was a picture of him and a Nazi regalia, Third Reichy and shit on the wall. So I'm totally convinced. I was convinced from the beginning, literally, like when she came in there and started saying that he was fucking part of the SS, and I was like, that shit fucking real. And I wish that the Sister Jude had not called off the background investigation, because it would have fucking proved that he was fucking crazy and he was fucking hiding out, that he originally was stationed in originally came from Germany. It would have proved everything. But then again, it's all hush hush now. And there is a nympho who propositioned her, who was being propositioned by him, the Dr. Threadgood, and he literally cut off her legs and started giving her this weird poison that just put boils and crap all over her skin, and she looks hideous. She doesn't even have any hair anymore. And when Anne Frank went downstairs to shoot him and kill him and bring him to the authorities, The authorities took him, but they left the girl in there because they didn't know she was in there, the one with no legs. And Sister Mary took her into the woods to the thing in the woods. The thing in the woods. I swear to God, this shit's fucking creepy as hell. They probably thought she was one of them. That's why she survived and ended up on that child. And then next to that child was down next to the park. The teacher's screaming, and she's just climbing up the fucking stair like some crazy fucking thing out of hell. I can't even with this episode. It is so crazy because like some of the stuff that happened, this would have been like fucking a sequel, like the end of a fucking season, and this is just getting started. I think this was like the fourth or fifth episode. I don't know what the fuck else is gonna go on. Like the nun, sister Jude, she thinks her goose is cooked, so she leaves, and she goes and she puts on her cute little outfit. Mind you, it's like the 60s, I think. And puts on her little red lipstick, goes and has her smoke at a bar, hooks up with some strange man. Apparently she needed some. And next, as they say next episode, she's back in there. So what's that all about? And she's apparently some reformed alcoholic, and her mother was an alcoholic too. Apparently their whole family just took shots, and when bad shit happened, tell this creepy ass story about her and a goddamn squirrel, her mother throwing her pet squirrel into the trash because she forgot to feed it. I'm done. I'm done. I don't even know what to say. I was literally like freaking out after watching this episode because I was like, I thought the therapist was the only sane person in this motherfucker, and it turns out he is the serial killer that's been killing everybody, and the whole reason why Kit is actually there. He killed his wife. He's blaming it on him, saying, oh, maybe it's because of the social reforms and stuff, and the fact that you believe that you shouldn't have really married her, but you killed the only thing you truly loved, and you should really, really think about why you killed Alma. What?